So now we'll study tuples in Python. This is the first part of the video. So what are tuples? Tuples is also a sequence in Python like list and string. The only difference is the elements are enclosed within parentheses and they are immutable. That is, the elements in the tuple cannot be changed. So tuple is a data type which is a collection of immutable Python objects which are separated by commas and enclosed within parentheses. So the main difference between Python, tuples and list is the elements of the list can be changed. Mutable means list is mutable, so it can be changed, while tuple is immutable, so it cannot be changed. So once they have assigned whatever values have been assigned in a tuple, whatever objects have been assigned in a tuple, they cannot be changed. So what are the advantage of tuples, or when do we use tuples over list? Since the tuples and list, they are similar to each other and they can oftenly be used in similar kind of situations, but tuple have few advantages for which we use tuple sometimes. That is, iteration in the tuple is faster because tuples are immutable, so the Python knows that they are not changed, so they are faster as compared to the list. And tuples are generally used for different data types, whereas lists are used for similar data types. It is not a compulsion, we can use different data types in list also, but generally lists are used for similar data types. So where there is need to remain data unchanged, there we use the tuples. When we know that data will not be changed, it will remain constant, it will remain uneditable, or through the program we want to make the data uneditable, in that case we prefer to use tuple. Now how do we create tuple in Python? A Python tuple is created with the help of parentheses around the elements in the tuple. Though the parentheses are optional, but it is a good practice to use them so that you will not forget and you will remember that it is a tuple. So the element in the tuple can be of different data types or of same data type, and they can have any number of elements. The Python tuple can have any number of elements. These are few examples. So if you write tup1 is equal to this, 3 strings are there, this is tuple, and in tuple 2 example 10, 20, 30, no parentheses have been used. So if you print tup1 and tup2, you will get the result in the form of tuples. First tuple is tup1 with the strings, and second tuple is 10, 20, 30, 40, that is tuple of integers. So we use parentheses for creating tuples. These are the different examples of tuples. First one is empty tuple, no elements are there. Second is tuple with integer values. Third is tuple with numerical values, that is, it is combination of integers and floating point numbers. Next is tuple of single character values, and next is example of mixed tuple, A, 1, B, so all the types of values are here, so it is a mixed tuple. And the last one is string tuple, all the values are string, that is more than one character. So in Java, character and string are same, but still single character we prefer to use the name character, and string means more than one character. So tuple is immutable sequence whose values cannot be changed. Suppose you want to write a program to input tuples element, so you will write, this is the format, tp is the name of the tuple, tp is equal to tuple is the function, and input is another function which is used to input the data, and tuple will convert that input to tuple format. So when you print the tp, you will get the tuple. So suppose you have entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all together like this, then when you print it in the form of tuple, it will print the elements in the form of tuple, that is all the numbers separated with the comma, and it will consider all the elements as string values, so they all will be enclosed within single quotes. Next, creation of tuple. There are few examples, try to understand them. Empty tuple, if you write t is equal to empty round bracket and you print t, that will be an empty tuple. You can create single element tuple, t is equal to 1 and you print t, but here it will be considered as single element. For the tuple you have to use bracket with comma. So this is a tuple. Only in this case it will print in the form of tuple. That is t is equal to within parenthesis 1 comma, and then when you print t, it will print it in the form of tuple. Other tuples are long tuple, means when the elements are too many, then it is called long tuple. Too many elements in one tuple is known as a long tuple, and nested tuple is tuple within a tuple. So this is tuple 1, 2, 3, and the fourth element is again a tuple with two elements 4 and 5. So this is example of nested tuple. So you can have tuple within a tuple, then list within a tuple. You can have any data type within this, that is nested tuple. The tuple function is used to create a tuple from other sequences. If you have other sequence like a list, you can create it using tuple function and convert it to the tuple. Like string also, suppose you have hello a string, and if you put in the tuple function, the tuple function will return in the form of string. So the whole string will be converted to tuple of strings. Similarly from the list also, if you have list, say L is equal to A, I, O, U, these elements are enclosed within square bracket, so it is a list. So if you use tuple function over a list, you will get a tuple. All the elements of the list will be converted to tuple. So all the properties of the tuple will be applied on it, that is, it will become immutable. Using input, if you want to input a tuple, you write tuple function, then within bracket input, and then whatever message you want to give. Now here if you input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it will be converted to tuple of strings. Then you can also use eval function. Within eval you write input, and in this case you have to enter the elements in the form of list only. Like when you are entering the data, you have to enter in the form of list, like round bracket, then value, comma value, comma value, and close the round bracket. So when you print t1, you will get the tuple. So this is how you create tuple using tuple function or eval function. How the elements are organized in the tuple? The tuples, the elements are stored exactly like a list and strings also. So they have index number to refer the elements of the tuple. These are the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So suppose there is a tuple 4 Amrita A 91.8 Lucknow, then first value at 0 index, second value at 1 index, third value at 2 index, fourth value at third index number 3, fifth value at index number 4. This is how internally the tuple elements are stored. How will you access the elements of the tuple? In Python, process of accessing is same like that of the list. Like list, we can access every element of the tuple. So in that case it is similar to the list. List has indexes to access the element of the list. Similarly, tuples also have indexes to access the elements of the tuple. But the only thing is tuple elements are immutable. List elements are mutable. That is, you can change the list elements, but you cannot change the tuple elements. So if this is a tuple, say information INFOR, this is a tuple where each characters are stored at different locations. So this is the forward indexing beginning from first element of the tuple. This is forward indexing, and this is backward indexing from right hand side, that is from the last element n, -1, -2, -3 and so on. So that is backward indexing. There is one more function len, which is used to find the length of the tuple. The same function is used in string and list also. Len is used in tuple also. So if you have a tuple and you want to find the length, it will print 5. Indexing and slicing, it is also same as string and list. If you write only one index within square bracket, it will return only one element. If you write two integers separated by colon, then it will begin from the first integer value, that is I, and up till j minus 1 index. It will return a tuple having elements from index I to index j minus 1. Similarly, if you use three integers within square bracket like here I, j, n, so first element will be the first index, second integer that you have written within within two colons, it will be the last element at j minus 1 index, and n will be the skip values. That is, after this taking element at ith index, the next element will be I plus 1, the next will be I plus n, and next will be I plus n plus n, and so on. So here if it is written 1 comma 10 comma 3, so first element will be 1 index, second will be 1 plus 3, that is index number 4, so it is 5. Next will be 5 plus 3, 8, so index number 8 is 8. So third integer is step value or skip. So slices is a part of the tuple which is extracted out with the help of writing the beginning and last index within square brackets. So list titles have the following format. So if we have a sub part of the tuple, then tuple, whatever is the tuple name, starting index and stop index. So if you write tp1 is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and you write tp1 0 colon 3, so 0 is the first index, start index, and 3 means 3 minus 1, that is 2 will be the stop index. So 0 1 2 indexes will be elements 1 2 and 3. So stop index is excluded, this you have to remember. So if here stop index is 3, it will be excluded. So slice can also have this three integer values, start, stop and step. So if you write 1 comma 5 comma 2, first index 1, next index will be 5 minus 1, that is 4, and step 2. So this is 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4, 5, and this is 6. So 1 index, that is 20, then plus 2, that is index number 3, that is 40, plus 2, that is index number 5, but here you have to take only up to 4, so it will display only these two elements. Similarly, another example, if you write colon colon 2 means from first index to last index. If you write only double colon means first index to last index. If no start or stop is given, then it will consider it from the first to the last index and step 2, so it will leave one element, that is after 0 it will come to 1, then 1 3 and then 5. So this will be the answer. Few more examples. If you write TPL 3 colon minus 3, so from third index to minus 3, so this is forward indexing and this is through backward indexing. So write the indexes, write both the indexes on the top. This is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and similarly write the backward indexing also, that is minus 1. So whenever you get such question, write the indexes first, then you will be able to extract the elements or extract the slice. So if it is written 3 comma minus 3, so this is 3 and this is minus 3, so the elements within this and one less from the last index, that is minus 3 means it will be minus 4, minus 3 minus 1 is minus 4. So from 3, so this is from 3 third index to minus 4 index, so 20 22 24, this will be the output. Similarly 3 to 30, when the index is out of range, then it will take to the last limit. like there is no index like 30, the last index is 8, so it will be from 3 to end of the tuple. So from 3 means from 20 to end, that is from 34. Similarly minus 15, here minus 15 you cannot find the any index minus 15, so it will consider it from the beginning to the 7 minus 1, that is 6 index. 6 index is 30, so this is the result. If you write 0 colon 10 or this comma 2 means step 2 means alternate elements will be displayed. Step 3 means every third element will be displayed. So in this example it will display every third element. Colon colon 3 means from the first to the last every third element. So more example, if you write only one index, it means in element at that index. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So element at index 4 is 5. Similarly 2 to 8 means it will display elements from 2 index to 8 minus 1, that is 7. So 2 to 7, 0, 1, 2, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this is 7 index. Similarly 2, 9, 2, so from this is 0, 1, 2, this is 2 index, 2, 9 index, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus 1, that is up to this, and leaving 1, 1, because step is 2, so it will leave one element. From 3 it will take 5, then it will take 7 and 9. Minus 2 means reverse step, so it will consider from the last part of the tuple, so it will reverse the tuple and by skipping 2. So 11, the next element will be 9, the next element will be 7 and so on. Similarly minus 6, 10, it will display these elements between these two range. Minus 20, 30, now both are out of range, so it will display the whole range of elements from the tuple. Membership operator, the two operators in and not in can be used with the tuple like that of the string. In means it will return true if the element is present in the tuple. Not in, it will return true if the element is not present in the tuple. For example, if t is the tuple, if you write 6 in t, because 6 is present in the tuple, so it will return true. But if you write 6 not in t and 6 is there, so it will return false. So if you write 30 in t, now since 30 is not there, so it will return false. But if you write 30 not in t, so 30 is not in t, it is not present in t, so it is a true statement, so it will return true. Concatenation means joining, replication means repetition. So plus operator is used to join two tuples, it is also same as string and list, and similarly asterisk is used to replicate two tuples or replicate any tuple for the given number of times. So if we have tuple t1 is equal to 10, 20, 30 and t2 40, 50, 60, if you write t1 plus t2, it will combine the elements of t1 and t2 and you will get this output. If you write t1 into 3, it will replicate the elements of t1, that is 10, 20, 30, it will be replicated 3 times, so you will get this output 3 times replicated. If you write t1 plus t2 into 2, so first it will replicate t2 by 2 times because it is t2 into 2, so it will replicate t2 2 times and then it will join it to t1, so this will be the answer. T2 is replicated twice, 40, 50, 60, 40, 50, 60, and then it is joined with the first tuple 10, 20, 30. If you write t1 plus 5, so plus operator requires tuples on both the sides, so this will display an error. But if you write t1 plus 5 comma, now this is another tuple, we have written 5 in the form of tuple, so this will add 5, so you will get this another element at the end of the tuple, so it will be joining of t1 and the second tuple with one element, that is 5. But if you write t1 into t2, again for multiplication operator, that is for replication, one of them should be an integer value. So both tuple, and if you are using both tuple between with the multiplication, it will give an error. Accessing individual elements, So this I have already told you how to access elements individually. You write the index and then you will get the element. Traversal, using for loop you can traverse the elements from left to right or from right to left using for loop. So for syntax is, say you write for a any loop variable in t. What is t? T is a tuple which is converted from a string. This is statement you have already studied. Using tuple function you can convert this string to a tuple. This is the statement to print the tuple. So here you will get the output. This is the output of this line, and here because of this loop you are getting this output. Each time it will access one element from the tuple. That is how for loop executes. For loop variable picks up one element each time from the given sequence. Here the sequence t is this sequence, this whole sequence from this to this, and it will pick up one element each time. So first it will pick p, so it will print p, because here you have written print a. Next time a will be y, that is the second element from the tuple, so it will print y, and so on. So you can see joining can be done only with plus operator, but if you are using plus operator between tuple and number, you cannot use it. If you are using between tuple and complex number, tuple and string, tuple and list, these are not possible. This I told you, this will also generate an error. It should be comma here. That is, only a tuple can be concatenated with the tuple only. So you can assign the sum of two tuples, that is the these two concatenated tuples in the third tuple variable also. Tuple comparison, the comparison operators, single equal to, double equal to, less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to, all these relational operators, the 6 relational operators can be used with tuples also, and they are compared element by element. Like first element will be compared of the two tuples, then second element will be compared, and third element, and so on. So here a is 2, 3, b is 2, 3, both are same. In case of string it will return false. In string and decimal it returns then false value, like here d is equal to a, and e is 2, 3, 4, then a less than e. What is a is 2, 3, so 2, 3 are same, but 4 is not here, so a less than 3 is true. Packing and unpacking. Tuples cannot be modified, but they can be packed and unpacked. Unpacking means opening the tuple, that is assigning each element of the tuple to a separate variable. This can be done like this. So if this t is a tuple with elements 2, 3, a, b, you can unpack the values of t, and you have to learn the syntax. On the left hand side write the list of variables like w, x, y, z, and on the right hand side you will have the tuple variable. Now in this case, first variable will get the first value of the tuple, the second variable will get the second value of the tuple, third variable will get the third value of the tuple, fourth variable will get the fourth value of the tuple. So if you print w, so the w was the first element, so it will get the first element of the tuple, first variable, first element, second variable, second element, third variable, third element, and so on. So w was the first variable, it got the first element, so it will print 2. X was the second element, it will print 3, third element y, and last. So this is called unpacking, that is opening. You have separated each element of the tuple here. Packing means again packing, like a, b, c are 3 different variables and you have packed them into a tuple. So you will write square within round bracket all the variables, so that will be printed in the form of tuple. So unpacking and packing, that is opening and then again forming the tuple from the unpacked elements. So since you cannot modify tuples directly, indirectly you can modify with the help of packing and unpacking. So by using tuple you can unpack like this. If you write tuple tp is equal to, then 4 variables is equal to tp, and then you can write another fifth variable, like, or you can change a variable. If you write d is equal to 16, again you pack them, so now the d has been changed, the last element will be changed. If you print, you will get 10, 12, 14 and 16. So through packing and unpacking, first you unpack and then you change and then again you pack. This is how you can modify the tuple. Directly tuples cannot be modified. Or you convert it in the form of list, like here. So this is a tuple with these values. Then using list function, I converted this tuple to the list. And then because the elements of the list can be modified, now suppose I wanted to modify the salary. Now salary is at 0, 1 index. So I'll write list 1 is equal to 50,000. And then now this, because it is the list part, it will be modified. And then this list I have converted to tuple. So first I will convert tuple to list and then modify it, and then the list will be converted back to the tuple. Then the modification can be done. So it is indirectly modifying the tuples.